want to improve.
Oh, jak jsme skončili.
It's done!
What's up, guys? Welcome to another show of Chat and Sweat. My today's guest is Juraj Zamborský.
Hey guys.
Who is an entrepreneur from Slovakia. Juraj has his own project called The Journal. But first of all, Juraj, I would like to ask you, we are right now here in San Francisco. What do you do in San Francisco?
First of all, thank you so much for having me in the show. I'm really excited because I watched a couple of previous ones and I got very excited about it. So thanks a lot. So my mission, I call it like a mission for the next couple of months here, is to help our company Contentino to grow on the local market. We do have a couple of American clients,
Cool.
but basically I'm looking for new ones, obviously, and the partners that can help us to scale.
Is it a Slovak company as well?
Yeah. We're basically a spin-off of the marketing agency.
Okay.
We started like an internal tool. And basically what we do, we're helping digital marketing agencies, like us basically, to streamline the way they work with their clients.
By the way, you prepared us this amazing coffee.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. I also made a video how to prepare this amazing coffee by Juraj. So let's see how he managed to do that. But there is not only a coffee on this table. I can also see this beautiful, what is it? Is it a book, or could you tell us more about this?
The journal.
The journal.
Or in Slovak we say the journal.
Okay.
So this is apart from Contentino, this is like a side project I'm working on. It's something that we started exactly 2.5 years ago with my best friend from university, from where we studied. And basically the whole story behind this journal is that with my friend we were basically kind of challenging ourselves with the self-development stuff.
Okay.
So we were kind of reading all those motivational books, self-development books, and we were trying to improve and focus on things that kind of may make sense in our life, but in the same time we're kind of really missing something that could help us to achieve goals and work on the life-term vision. We were basically using throughout let's say university studies journal or diary, which is called the Moleskine. It's quite popular and famous. I guess some people are even using it or know it.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
But we were really struggling with the fact that that journal or the Moleskine is not really sufficient for those long-term plans, and we were really missing a lot of parts. So we were kind of adjusting this Moleskine to our own needs, and then a lot of people just told us that we see that you guys are doing a really good job. You have a lot of projects, and how come that you are really good on time and you kind of meet those goals, etc. And we were well, we're using the kind of the journal that we created ourselves, and then we thought that it would be nice if we actually create something like this for the other people if they ask for it, which we did actually.
So the first intention wasn't to create a product for customers, it was just create a product for yourself.
Exactly, yeah. And I would say that the story is also that I came back from States 3 years ago. I was already here for the marketing internship which I was doing, and when I got back we sat together after a couple of months. We haven't seen each other with my best friend. We had a coffee and we said that we will not leave this coffee place if we will not if we wouldn't come up with something, and then we even thought that it would be great not to be entrepreneurs anymore, but to be real entrepreneurs. And
okay, this is the challenge. We are not leaving this table without a new idea.
There you go.
And you are the witnesses of that. By the way, in my show, the guests are the ones who are choosing the activities, what we are going to do. And this time, Juraj chose yoga. And it will be my first time doing yoga, actually. So Yeah, let's see how I manage that.
So, I mean, once we agreed that we're gonna work on the journal as the project, like the first step that we actually did after leaving the coffee place was like really writing down all the ideas and things that we didn't like about the other journals.
Okay.
And we actually created like the first version of it, which was.
Do you think there are some people who are writing down the things they don't like about your journal right now?
Well, if so, that would be great because you know, our goal is to get the greatest potential from the people, and this is one of the toolbox that they can use. And if there's anything else that can, you know, drive that.
You are so humble. You are.
No, I mean that's kind of like the vision that we have as well. So I'm friends even with some other like journal creators, and we're always kind of like discussing things. We firstly had the first version. We only printed out like 10 pieces. It was actually thick as a Bible. It was like 400 pieces or 400 pages long and wide. And fortunately, we only got 10 pieces printed. We gave it to our friends. We even used it ourselves for like 3 months. We were taking notes, things we didn't like. We did kind of like the testing. And afterwards, we ran a crowdfunding campaign, which was pretty successful. We sold like first 300 pieces in 2 weeks with like
Still with the same 500 pages?
No, that was like a different one because the first one was actually for the whole year. And then we thought and said that we should actually make a half-year journal. So that's why this was the half-year version was the second one, which we sold through the crowdfunding. Then we also did the crowdfunding on the local crowdfunding platform in Czech Republic and Slovakia, which was pretty successful because we raised I think like 12k euros, which was enough to actually start it.
Cool.
And
how much did you ask for?
Well, our goal was actually 2,000 just to really make it printed, and then we raised like 5 times more than that, which was nice. And that also helped us to actually speak to the biggest bookstore in Slovakia. And I mean, we just showed them the numbers, and they liked the product, they liked the story. So it was very easy for us to get it there. And yeah, since then, like last year, we sold around 4,000 pieces of the journal.
Wow.
We even introduced. There's a motorbike. We even introduced 4 new versions of the journal because we started with this like half-year one, and then we did a lot of research around like what kind of additional products people would like to have or journals. So then we come up with this annual one. So this is for the whole year, which is kind of like smaller, and then this is something just only for taking notes. So yeah. And the fourth one, which I don't have in here, is the one that doesn't have the dates. So you can actually start anytime you want to, anytime you buy it, and you can start. You don't have to wait for 1st of January or something else.
How come in this digital era you were able to find so many young people buying your products? Are so many people just on their smartphones, or nobody is reading books anymore?
But that's a great question. We get this question a lot from people wondering and basically having the same argument, like how come that in such digital era we managed to sell like a paper journal, right?
Yeah.
I would say that it's actually happening on the contrary, or even though that digital era, I guess that people are still, or I see this trend that people are actually coming to more paper stuff, even though that
like physical
it seems like tangible products. And in the same time, I mean, there is a study, really interesting study, which was done by David Allen, the guy who actually came up with the Getting Things Done methodology. And he published this study in the Harvard Business Review, which was about like how actually writing down things on the paper is helping you to be more productive. And I think the number was like you're increasing the probability of being actually more productive by 42%.
Okay.
42%, and I think it's just that you simply connect like the task or thing that you just write with your brain, with the visual, and also with, like, some people are actually saying that out loud, so you can even memorize that.
That's why I'm so unproductive.
Well, I use it and I don't still believe that I'm so productive, but it's getting there, you know.
Okay. So I guess you are focusing mostly on people who wants to improve themselves more, or who would you describe as your ideal customer?
That's a great question, and I mean, as we did a lot of, like, testing with ads and also with like interviews with people, we thought basically that we have like 4 different target groups that we can talk to. So they were like millennials, I call them like hipsters or design lovers, startuppers. And then, let's say, mothers who are actually on the maternity leave.
Mothers?
Surprisingly, yeah.
Okay.
Now we kind of like aggregated all this together, and we say that those are the people that are actually trying to get rid of so much stress they have in their heads, and in the same time want to improve.
Would you also say, like, nowadays people are really all the time in a rush, and this is a way how to slow down for a bit? Just write down, be with yourself, slow down in this really hectic days?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like at the end of every single page, I can show you that to your audience.
Okay.
Like every page has enough space for you to take notes. Like, you have the priority of the day on the top, and actually every single day ends with a question like what I'm thankful for. And
like
this is really powerful for people that are, like you said, in a really hectic time, and people who are mostly looking into their phones, and they were missing something that could help them to stop and spend the last 5 minutes of their day just to really think of, like, what was my day, what things really made me happy. And sometimes what's actually really good is, even though that you don't think that there was something really positive about your day, it really forces you to think about it. So in the long run, you're kind of building this very positive attitude towards everything. So I can tell also about myself, like, after 2 years of taking these notes, I'm looking at things quite differently, and I'm trying to look on things from more positive side rather than just being always like negative, you know.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. You were able to sell like a huge amount of these journals. I would like to ask you, are you planning to expand to other countries, like localize it to different languages? Or what are your next goals? What are your next plans?
So the plans are like grow gradually from the region where we're from. But then obviously for the next year, we're thinking of how we can get it out there. So there are some plans that we have right now, but I would say like the first goal is always to make sure that we improve what we have and make sure that the methodology that we have inside, it's working for people.
Juraj, thank you so much for being here. I had really great talk. I hope you had too.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed having a coffee with you. I hope you liked it as well.
Yeah, it's really good. If anybody wants a good coffee, Juraj is here.
All right, cool.
I hope this will become a habit.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, Juraj.
Juraj.
Okay. Okay. All right, Juraj. Thank you so much for being here. To je tak ťažké povedať all right, Juraj za sebou.